Hello everybody, this is Shady here, and today I want to talk about why 2025 could be a pretty massive year for Ubisoft, and how they could potentially be in deep trouble if 2025 doesn't go well. Obviously, as we all know, 2024 was a pretty disastrous year for them, It's very strange because it actually started off really well because Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was kind of amazing. Probably one of the best games made last year. If you guys didn't play it, it's basically a Metroidvania, little spin-off of the Prince of Persia series. What's really great about the game is it's a Metroidvania, but it has this really amazing combat system. The platforming is incredible. It's basically classic Prince of Persia in the style of Metroidvania, and it's probably one of the best games of the genre. Really good. That was January 2024. So they started really well. But then obviously, as we know, they had the absolute disaster that was bloody, oh my god, I want to call it Sea of Thieves, but it's Skull and Bones, which obviously, was a massive flop. Basically, this game was in development for years. They sunk tons of money in it, and they basically had to release it, or there was going to be some kind of, I think the Singaporean government were going to take them to court or something because they invested heavily into this. And it was the first quadruple A game. They released it and it was absolute trash. They basically decided to make, it was meant to be a spin-off to Assassin's Creed Black Flag, where you do all the ship combat stuff. So it's basically an MMO, essentially, but like a single player one. I think there might be online components, but you basically just play as the ship. You're the dude piloting the ship. It's like all the boring parts of Assassin's Creed Black Flag they decided to make into a game. And from what I heard, it's just not a good game. I haven't actually tried it out myself. When it's cheap enough, I will probably try it just for curiosity's sake. But yeah, that was awful. And then obviously, then there was the whole thing where I think it was Ubisoft's head of subscriptions said something stupid like gamers need to get used to not owning their games. Obviously, it was kind of a bit misquoted. I think the point he was saying, he was more explaining that why subscriptions are failing, because I think they said subscriptions only make 10% of gaming revenue, and he basically was saying that until we get to a point where gamers get used to not owning things, it's just not going to change, which is just true. That's why sub-services just don't work. They're like a good additive thing at best, but it's not like it should never be your main focus. And yeah, obviously, that rubbed people the wrong way. And I think generally people are just kind of sick of Ubisoft because of their kind of very kind of boring approach to games at this point, where they just do an open world check box approach to things. I think it's very strange because I don't think they make bad games, but they make boring games, don't they? I think they don't focus enough on doing a couple of good things that just throw a lot at you. You can have fun in their games, but yeah, they just kind of get tiring, don't they? Like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, for example. Like I played that game. I put about 50 hours into the game, enjoyed it, and then found out I was halfway through, and I was like, "Fuck this," basically. But yeah, and obviously next up, like I was saying, then there was Star Wars Outlaws, which ended up being completely just terrible. There was the whole kind of controversy about sending kind of influencers to, I think it was Disneyland to go to the Star Wars thing there or something, and the whole kind of wine, dine, blah, blah, blah thing to get positive press, but that just happens all the time. Obviously, it got out there, but yeah, guys, that just happens. That's just what they do, with these influencers. That's the point of them. They're shills, paid shills, to who work for companies, not for gamers. So yeah, come on, guys. You should know that for any early previews. For me, I will only watch an early preview just because I'm interested in seeing what the gameplay is, maybe getting an idea of with a grain of salt, taking what they have to say about the game. But obviously we know you can't completely trust these people. They're not going to talk about negative things. They're not going to get access otherwise, are they? And that's just access media, isn't it? But yeah, there was that whole thing, and the game came out and it was awful. Basically, it's a stealth game with like terrible stealth, and from what I heard, yeah, the AI is bad. You can only have one weapon, and then like other weapons you get are like just one-time use or something like that. And it's, yeah, apparently I think they're like working on patches and stuff, but you can only fix so much. But obviously, yeah, very pretty game, but just from what I heard, just quite boring, which you could expect. And obviously, yeah, just underperformed massively. So yeah, they had that, and I keep wanting to call it, yeah, it is Skull and Bones, sorry. I'm thinking Sea of Thieves, but it's Skull and Bones. Yeah, those games both like crashed or like did terrible. And then obviously there was the closure of the studio that made Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, which is absolutely annoying because I was all for a sequel to that game. Maybe we can still get a sequel, then I'd be excited for that. Yeah, obviously not great news. And then obviously there was the delaying of Assassin's Creed Shadow and all the weird controversy surrounding that game. And the fact that they made a statement addressing the controversy, which I think is just an idiotic thing to do, because obviously, I don't think anyone was really offended that you play as a black guy in a game, really, let's be honest. Just a bunch of fucking weirdos online. Obviously there was a little bit more to it. Okay, I will admit that, it was the fact that this is historically, I think there was no evidence that this guy was actually a samurai, so potentially, but I think personally people in Japan probably don't even care. They probably don't care for Assassin's Creed in general anyway, do they? I think the game looks alright personally, and I do want to try it out, but yeah, obviously if it doesn't do well, this could be it for Ubisoft, but yeah, we just have to wait and see really on what happens, because like they have nothing else planned besides this game, so yeah, let's just wait and see. Yeah, so after Assassin's Creed Shadows out, Ubisoft really have nothing left for this year at all, and personally, I just see the game flopping, if I'm going to be honest. There's no way it's going to be a success after the delay and everything, and after such a bad year for Ubisoft. I just can't see. I don't see them having a successful 2025. Yeah, so I don't know. What are they going to do? Are they going to see it past this year? I mean, they'll probably be fine, because they've still got some strong IPs, but if they don't, like, I don't know, I really feel like if they're not going to shake things up a bit, if they're not going to actually take some risks, maybe if we finally see something to do with Splinter Cell, that could change things for them maybe. Or, like I said, if they maybe do a proper Prince of Persia game, maybe it could be a good thing. Yeah, and, maybe that Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag remake could change things for them, maybe, but yeah, we just have to wait and see, because yeah, they've been definitely quiet, haven't they? And it's very weird how they don't really have anything past Shadows at the moment. That's very un-Ubisoft, isn't it? So, but yeah, that's everything I really have to say. Yeah, and as always, guys, thanks for watching. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one, and let's just wait and see what happens with Ubisoft in 2025. Have a great day.